Hey there, I'm Rahul. This is the video about the explanation of task. So I will start from explaining the front end and back end. Then I explain the code. So this is the front end. We can add links from here by filling these details and submit the data to MongoDB database. And we can see the added leads here in the tabular format. So we have to start the backend. Yeah, this is our backend. We can add leads. Yeah. So the lead added to the database. We can also delete the lead from here. First, we can see the lead in the database. I have MongoDB installed in my local device, but we can see the current status of our database. Currently, we have only one lead, and we can delete the lead from here. We can refresh. So the lead is deleted from the database. Now, now the second part is about explaining the code. So first, we start with front-end code. So we have one component called leads. On this component contain all the table things and the add lead model, and also the logic for submitting the lead data to database and fetching the lead from database. So, and the other thing here is we haven't put all the components in a single code file. We have separated the components in tables and model components. Like this add lead model is the form that is used for adding a lead into the database, and the other component is about the leads table. So we can explore the tables component. So this confirmation model is another component to confirm the deletion of a lead from the database, and the other components like filter and NTF CSS is written in separate files. Like this is the CSS for leads component, and this CSS file contains the styling code for the filter component, and the tables.css file contain the CSS for table component, and the entry point for our website is this app component, and we rendered the leads component here as our single component contain all the uh, add lead form and table. So now let's talk about the backend code. This is our backend. So in the backend we have only single route that is used for card operations of leads. So the main entry uh, point for our backend is app.ts file, and for using the TS files in our uh, Node.js servers, we have to compile the code first. So we have the package.json, and we have build command to compile the TypeScript code into JavaScript code, and then we can run the project in JavaScript version. So our JavaScript compiled code is put in this dist folder. So we can run the app.js file by going to the dist folder and running by the code using the node command. So this is our code option component, so records option or to allow the cross origin request to the backend. So currently we have only one origin, that is our front end origin, 5.73 localhost, and this component is for connecting the database. So in the future, if we want to use another database, something like that, then we can change the code to the connect database uh, file, and here is our logic to the database connection. Okay, so after that we have a cookie parser to pass the cookies if we have cookies data in the platform, but currently we have not the cookies data like authorization headers or something like that. So here we use the course option and pass the JSON. And if you want to use form data in our website, sorry, from our website, we have to encode the data by using URL encoded function provided by Express that we have imported here. And after using this uh, URL encoded function to the app, we can access the body data coming to a request. So here we defined our leads route, and like we shouldn't add all the routes to the main file like this. It's not a good practice. So I put all the route related code to the routes file. So this is our leads route file, and here is some routes. Like slash route is used for the get and post request for getting all leads or creating a lead. And we have another route that has dynamic parameter ID, so we can delete a lead from the database. So like if we put all the code like handling the request to this route file, then this code will not be this code will not be good for maintaining. Like if we put all the controllers here, then we have to come to these route files, and the interdependability of code will be break here. So we created another file called lead controllers.js, and we put all uh, cloud handling controllers to this file, and we can see here this is the class that contains all the methods for the lead. Like this method is called create lead. Here we can access request response and apply operations to these objects. Like we can extract the body from the by passing the body to schema that we have created to successfully parse or validate the data before getting the original body. If the body has errors like some data is not coming from front end, then we can send uh, a error message to the user. Like this is our schema file. We use Jod library to verify the body. Like the body contains name, phone number, alternate email, status, qualification, interested field, source, assigned to, join interrupt. These data are coming from the front end, and we use this object made by the Jod library, sorry, made using the Jod library to pass the body data. This method is used for getting all leads from the database, and this method is used for deleting a lead from the database. Okay. And we have one another thing here is a middleware to validate the form data. So we implemented the logic here for the validation of form data to add a lead. So this validation function is using uh, a schema, and this validation function can be used for different kind of data and can be implemented using any schema. Like in this case, we are using leads schema to validate the leads data coming from front end, and we are currently using leads validation schema for validating the leads data. So in this middleware, we have implemented the parsing of body, and after successfully parse of the body, uh, we call to the next handler for a request. If there is an error, we can check what kind of error is this, and we can return that error to the response. And we can handle the if there is another error, we can send it to the error handler for the whole application. So if the error doesn't catch from this catch code log, we can send the error to the next handler that can be implemented to the uh, to the entry point of the application. Like we can implement like this app.use, and if the error comes, then we can say like this for all routes and request response next. And we can handle the error here like this response response dot status if 404, and we can send data like this something went wrong. Yeah, it's not correctly status dot send. Yeah, yeah, we can send the data. So this route will handle any error in the application. If we handle the error like this, we can send the error to the next handler to the application, and this route will handle all the errors that were not handled by any previous handlers. So yeah, so we can handle the errors like this. Okay. One more thing, we have used TypeScript, so we have to configure the tsconfig.json file to target which version of ECMAScript we are using to compile the TypeScript files to the JavaScript files, because Node.js only runs JavaScript files. Uh, so we have to compile the TypeScript files to the JavaScript. So we are using the any next version of ECMAScript, and we are using common JS model type here, and our output directory is this directory, and our root directory of code is source directory. So by this way, we are only targeting SRC files, and node modules were excluded from compiling. So this is all for the task. Thank you for considering my application. I look forward to work with your team. Thank you.